Sportsman's Adventures is presented by Yamaha.
Hey son, how was your day?
Fishing was great today, Dad.
Go, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Only a mama could love that mouth. Bringing home the snappers. That's what Florida is famous for.
Key West is really great in the winter months in January through March. We get a lot of different fishing in both bodies of water, the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic. We get kingfish and blackfin tunas on both sides. The kings get really big that time of year. We'll get some 40, 50 pounds, which are a lot of fun on light tackle. And the blackfin tunas, they start to show up in the Gulf on the shrimp boats, kind of towards the end of those months there in March. And that's just, you got to see it to believe it. It's awesome.
Whoa.
Hey. Oh,
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's running. Feel him shaking his head like a tuna or a kingfish. Maybe bonita. Big old bonita. Well, that's a big old kingfish. Tuna or kingfish?
That's a king.
Ooh.
Nice. Call that a Key West smoker.
Yeah. He's smoking for sure.
Smokes line, pretty good in a smoker.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Chris, so let's talk a little bit about your favorite time of year to fish down here.
The great thing about down here is all year is good. You know, that our seasons change and new fish show up, different fish leave. Personally, I like the wintertime fishery. Use a lot of live bait. We're chumming a lot of spots, so you get a lot of action, a lot of variety all in one spot. You set up on one spot, you sit there all day.
Hey, Allie, can you move that for him, please? Thank you. So you'll sit, chumming is the preferred method in most cases. Nice. Look at the size of that kingfish there, Allie. Whoa, don't let him get you.
Let him calm down a second.
There's got some big teethers. So as a father, how's he doing?
Well, he's doing awesome. I taught him a lot, but he's taken a lot of what I've taught him and put his own spin on it, and it's scary what he's coming up with.
Well, I can tell you this time of year, the first quarter of the year, January, February, March, we came down and fished with you and caught some blackfin tunas in the Gulf, and if I remember right, didn't we catch a big kingfish?
Caught a big king. We teased up a lot of nice amberjack.
Look at the size of this one, Joe.
Yeah. It's not a 30-pounder.
Short pump near the boat, and then longer pump up here. One more run.
Awesome, Robert.
We might need a bigger gaff to reach him if you want to make sure you get him. You got time to get it out.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to come up this time, though. He's going to be right in the force. Coming out. Hold it. Watch your gaff. Here, come on. Easy. Now you can get it. Now there's a boss dog kingfish, buddy.
Yeah, look out.
Coming in, boys. Holy moly. That's what I'm talking about, teeth.
Good job, buddy.
Don't let him get you, Robert.
I won't. I'm getting out. Look at that.
Dang! Look at that
Precarious
little
hook.
tiny. Who says you can't catch? Well, can't catch something big with a little bitty hook. Man, look at that.
I like
Now, that's what fishing in the Keys is all about, right there. Grab his tail, Joe. Come on, man. That's a three amigos kingfish. Dang.
Awesome.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Rapala. Catch the latest at Rapala.com. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Okuma, inspired fishing. And StarTron, cures and prevents fuel problems.
At Yamaha, reliability is a family tradition. Meet the next generation. 4 new advanced technology-inspired inline 4-cylinder performers. Bred from the reliability and boater satisfaction that is part of Yamaha's DNA. They prove that when power gets lighter, faster, stronger, and smarter, boating gets even better. And more satisfying for boaters like you.
As close as you're gonna get to a sure thing for catching billfish is Guatemala.
They're here, man. This has been a 20-year run, buddy. These things haven't left, there's no cycle.
When it comes to sail fishing, this is the real deal.
The amount of sailfish here is ridiculous.
Building Conservation Trust, or BCT, is Coastal Conservation Association's National Habitat Program. BCT is striving to be the largest program of its kind in the United States by restoring degraded habitats, creating new habitats, advancing the science of coastal habitat and marine fisheries conservation, fostering habitat stewardship, and educating coastal communities of the value of conservation. Visit www.buildingconservation.org to learn more on how you can make a difference.
Thanks for watching Sportsman's Adventures. You can catch all the happenings, contests, and appearances by visiting us on sportsmansadventures.com. There you can find us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, but best of all, you never have to miss a show because you can find full episodes of Sportsman's Adventures along with tips and techniques, bonus clips, and even some bloopers. Also, if there's a product that we use during the show that you would like more information on, you can find links to our sponsors at the bottom of the home page. So RT, you've been in Key West a long time. Came down here in 1974?
1976.
And you've been guiding how long?
Since 1976.
Wow. So, you know, one of the problems that I have as a father, your son Chris is gonna actually be following in your footsteps. Same with Ridge, wants to follow in my footsteps. And even though we've come from different places, meaning inshore versus offshore, for me, it's a challenge. It's hard. What's your experience with this?
Well, you knew since they were very young, Chris was going to be a fishing guide. I mean, he's had his own little boat when he was 10 years old. They used to run the backcountry bays, and they learned all their little spots, even in the limited bay that allowed them to go into. And so I was always hoping he would, but I never tried to push him into it.
Now, tell me some of the fish you remember him catching as a dad taking your son fishing. I can remember Ridge's first fish was, you know, a tarpon. What about Chris? What stands out in your mind?
He liked to make things as difficult as possible, so he would always use a really light tackle. So I remember catching small lemon sharks to start with. He loved to catch fish on fly, caught some bonitas, pretty good sized ones. We always did the dolphin tournaments and went dolphin fishing, so he caught quite a few large dolphin. And I think he was 10 when he caught his first 100-pound tarpon.
Wow. Did he like swordfish too?
Yeah, that kept me up many a night taking him sword fishing.
So I heard a story on the dock about you tying a rod and reel to him. Tell me that.
Well, we were fishing in a dolphin tournament, and Chris was continually catching these small schoolies, and after a while he just got so excited he set the hook on one and it ripped it out of his hands, and I had to jump in the water to get it, and he wanted to keep dolphin fishing, so I took some 60 mono and tied it to his leg and tied it to the fly rod and told him that you're going in next time the rod goes in. So He didn't drop it anymore.
So the spring months in Key West, the weather warms up a little bit. We start getting some of our trade winds, the east, southeast winds, and we'll start focusing on pelagic fish that time of year. A lot of dolphins show up, and the sail fishing gets pretty good. And we try to get out into the Gulf Stream, into that warmer water, and it can be pretty good. The dolphin will usually hang on weed lines. We'll troll along those for them, you know, put a 4-line spread out, and the sail fishing, we'll usually look for, you know, just good blue water, maybe a color change, and you can either troll for them, or we do a lot of live baiting as well.
Sportsman Adventure with a sailfish release at 10:52.
Have a flashback. Good job, Ryan. Pretty work, bub. Pretty work. Hey, we're on the board, boys. All right, let him go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey!
The one that's on the long that you got popped looks like it's a good fish.
Hey!
Come on, double up on mahi.
You know that dinner comes in all shapes and sizes, baby. Nice. There we go. There it is. Filet gumbo.
Tag them in back. Sailfish. First thing in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Just doubled up on dolphin.
Yeah. Last thing in the afternoon. Don't step back, Rich. One in the buck. Whoa!
Come on, man.
Up it is.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. Contender Boats, always in the game. CCA and Building Conservation Trust, partners in conservation. Casa Vieja Lodge, 5-star angling in beautiful Guatemala. FWC, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. And Suffix, always use the best line.
It's one of the most ancient forms of hide-and-seek known to man. And nobody knows how to play the fishing game better than the backcountry guides and offshore captains of the Florida Keys and Key West. Ready or not, here we come.
Remember the glory days of gasoline? It's just not made the same anymore.
Kick your gas into gear with StarTron. Pump up the performance in all of your engines. Cure the problems of ethanol with the power of enzymes. And maximize your mileage every time you drive. Kickstart your engines with StarTron.
And that's all we need. We need next quarter so that we can respond to everything.
Yeah? Stop working right now! Look outside. Is this spreadsheet weather? No, it's not. This is fishing weather. So stop clicking, get out there, and catch a bass. Stop what you're doing and start fishing Rapala ripstop.
Lionfish are bad news for Florida waters. They can survive in a variety of temperatures, salinities, and depths. And other than human removal, nothing is keeping its population in check. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission needs your help. If you're a diver, there are tournaments and FWC-hosted programs like the Lionfish Challenge or the Reef Ranger program. There are also workshops on lionfish removal. The FWC also provides funding to research projects and lionfish tournaments. If you're not a diver, tell your friends and family about these programs and ask for lionfish in restaurants and in grocery stores. They're great to eat, and to try a sample, you can go to a Lionfish Removal Awareness Day. To learn more about lionfish, go to myfwc.com/lionfish.
So our summer months are also really great fishing. It's, everything warms up a bit, so we got to move out to the edges of the reef to find our fish. And, we'll catch a really good variety on the reef. We'll anchor up in one spot and chum, and you'll catch a variety of snappers. We'll get African pompano there. Get your groupers. They're in season that time of year. And, it's usually an action-packed day, plenty of fish, a lot of good eating stuff.
Yes, sir, grouper fingers. Y'all just been messing around, right? Just needed Daddy to get in here. Just needed Daddy to get in here. You wanted to catch a grouper? Look at that, look at that. Come here, Grouper King. That is the best eating grouper, wouldn't you say, Chris? One of the best?
Yeah, they got a nice white meat.
Man.
We get them on the reef here, but you get them all the way out to 250, 300 feet.
They also call these broom tail.
I see why.
See that? Looks like a broom's tail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so good.
We'll put that one in the box.
Yes, sir. As they say, box him. Oh, he's going to his hole. He's going. He's going home. Come on, stop.
Going home.
Here he comes. Got him? Oh, I'm gonna join you, baby. Oh.
Coming forward.
Go ahead. I like this. The grouper dance, baby. So, Chris, what was it like growing up of the son of Robert T. Trossett?
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Coming out and doing this on the weekends.
Yeah.
Just being able to learn everything that he has to offer, seeing it day in and day out. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, I can tell you in just the short time we have been together that not only did you learn it, but you have made it yours. And I'm gonna say, if my son Ridge can turn out to be the guy that you are, I will be one proud papa.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm sure my dad would like to hear that too.
Well, he's gonna hear it, and along with a whole bunch of other people out in the United States, so it's all good. I'm gonna get this snapper, this mangrove snapper, put him in the box, and then I'm going to help you, hopefully. That is a big grouper.
I think I got the other snapper here.
You got another snapper?
There's the mutton.
You got the mutton? Oh!
Oh my God.
If you're not sure what we're doing here, we are snapper fishing.
All right.
Golly! Mama don't kill no shrimp tonight because we're bringing home the snappers. Yeah, and Allie's got him on too. Listen, if you don't want to catch a fish in Key West, the only way that you can keep that from happening is don't put bait on your hook. Because if you put bait on your hook and you drop it down, this is what's gonna happen. As long as you go with a guide who knows. And that man right there knows.
What you got?
I don't know. I feel like I was down on the bottom with a little vertical jig.
Well, that could be just about
Oh,
anything
look,
down there.
look.
Look at that.
Colin's got somebody on too. Now, Chris.
The schoolmaster.
Chris, why don't you tell Colin all the different snappers you guys catch down here? What a beautiful fish.
Yeah, down here west of the Fort, Colin, we get all different types of snappers. You get yellowtails and muttons up on the reef.
That thing's pretty.
Move out a little bit deeper, you could catch a red snapper. And schoolmasters as well.
Things are pretty fish.
Muttons, mangroves,
Mangroves,
snappers.
yep. So you really never know what you're gonna hook.
Never.
That's why fishing down west is so much fun.
Look at his teeth, man. It's like God painted him with, gave him a little bit of cabera, a little bit of yellowtail, and a little bit of mangrove.
All combined.
Yeah.
He's about the size of a dinner plate.
Well, I think we should dispose of him out in the secret live well.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Ameritrail. Load, launch, relax. Maverick Boat Group, makers of premium boat brands Maverick, Hughes, and Pathfinder. Soft Science, supreme comfort footwear. The American Fishing Tackle Company, any fish, any water, since 1958. And the Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are.
Meet the water's lightest 25 horsepower four-stroke, the all-new Yamaha F25, the new standard and 25 horsepower portable four-strokes. At just 126 pounds, it's got the best power-to-weight ratio of any 25 horsepower four-stroke on the water. With performance that bests the previous Yamaha F25 and features like Yamaha's VTS for precise trolling speeds, batteryless EFI, built-in resting pads, and carry handles, it's the perfect portable power for small boats.
When you travel to Key West, you gotta visit the Key West Museum of Art and History, located in the old Custom House in Mallory Square. Built in 1891, the building itself has remarkable history. But since its restoration in 1999, Old 91 stands as a national landmark with an award-winning museum. The 2 floors of the exhibits showcase 2 centuries of history, art, people, and events. One of the most notable exhibits as soon as you walk in is the many sketches that line the stairway. These sketches were some of the first drawings of world-renowned artist and conservationist Guy Harvey. There is an extensive showcase of resident author Ernest Hemingway. Many of the tools of his trade and stories of his time in Key West are displayed for visitors to enjoy. The museum also has special exhibits year-round. While we were there, we learned how Key West was part of the Civil War and how those are just a few of the many things that show how Key West transformed from an isolated conch nation to the destination it is today. And that's why it's this week's Costa Cool Place and Moment.
So the fall months, the water starts to cool off again, and this is a great time to come fishing for yellowtails. They're here year-round, but the fall months we get on that outer edge of the reef and we get a really good size fish, especially if you get away from Key West a little bit.
You know what? It isn't good to be a pilchard today.
Look how big they are, my goodness.
Look at that ball of yellowtail on them. Whew.
Wow.
Those are all big ones too.
Oh, wow.
You can see their tails when they eat. You can see their tails sticking up in the water. It's just amazing the ball of fish that you can see out there blowing up pilchards. Got big giant crevalles in there. I mean, the Florida Keys are just alive with fish.
All about action here. A little bite developing here.
Yeah, man, I like it.
And the great thing about this is with all this action we're making on the yellowtail, they start biting. Everything else is gonna come check us out.
Right.
So we'll put a grouper rod down here in a little bit. You know, you never know what's gonna swim up to your boat.
Wow, Chris, look at the size of this one.
That's a
Allie,
nice
stick it in the rod holder there. There you go.
Take a good look on the big ones too and just make sure he's hooked well.
Yeah.
Those little hooks will pull out sometimes.
Nice, Allie.
That's a big one.
That is a big one. Golly, Allie. He's gonna turn pink. He's gonna match his shirt here before long. Is the hook, did he swallow the hook?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm gonna close my bail. I'm gonna catch this one while you're taking that one off the hook. You know, Chris, I just don't understand why it takes so long to fill up the cooler around here with these nice snappers.
think we're gonna make short work of that today.
Uh-oh, this could be a monster. Uh-oh, look at this dude.
That's a big boy.
That's a big one.
Uh-oh, I got another line.
Oh, wrapped up.
I got another line.
Allie's trying to sabotage.
Am I? Oh, is it me? Oh, man. I'm
Man, look at that yellowtail. Allie?
Sorry. Does that count as like?
I think you got
us
in
both
my
catching
highway.
it?
Yeah, you got it. Pull that tight for a second.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna make this your
There we
line
go.
come off of here real easy. Just keep that from sticking myself in the leg. Oh. I like it. I like it.
Definitely a dual effort on that one. I'm
Hey,
counting
man.
that as one of mine.
No, you did great. Don't worry about it. Man, that's something. I don't think I ever remember having to take and put a yellowtail against my body to hold on to him because my hand
They
wasn't
are
big
here.
enough to
Look
go
at that.
around.
Oh my gosh.
That's yellowtail worth catching.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever want to come down and go fishing year round, it's great in Key West. Any time of year can be a great sportsman's adventure.
Keep up with the latest Sportsman's Adventures news and events by logging into our website at sportsmansadventures.com and following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Coming up next week on Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy.
Good morning. Could you like some coffee?
Wake up with us at Casa Vieja Lodge in Guatemala. It's all about 5-star fishing and 5-star service.